Hi, thanks for joining me for the short but sweet yin practice. We're going to hold postures for a little bit shorter period of time today, so if you'd like your practice to be longer, feel free to pause the video at any point. Stay in the postures for as long as you like. If you're pregnant or injured, please don't practice yin today. Maybe try a little bit more of a restorative class. So to get started, we're just going to look at some props. If you have them, wooden or foam blocks, 2 of them. If you don't have them, just 2 small pillows will do the job. As well, a bolster, if you have it. And if you don't have a bolster, a bigger pillow or a folded up blanket will also do the job. So let's begin. Find your seat somewhere comfortably or lie down for your centering. Okay. And no matter if you've chosen to sit up or lie back, just begin to connect with your breath. And the most important thing about whatever posture you've chosen is that you can breathe freely and feel the spine be long. Close your eyes or just lower your gaze if that works better for you. And just begin to connect with the breath. And first, just noticing the breath. And if you like, you can start to begin to incorporate what we call the ocean breath in yin into our practice. This is similar to the ujjayi breath in hatha yoga, where we lightly constrict the back of the throat so that you begin to hear and feel the breath moving in and out of the nose. So the lips are lightly sealed, almost as if you had a Darth Vader mask on, or if you were listening into a seashell by the ocean. And as you begin to connect with this ocean breath, also begin to lengthen the exhales, if possible. Not forced, just nice, comfortable, and long. Just really landing on your mat with every breath out. And feeling the spine lift with every breath in. Finding a balance between feeling light and feeling supported and connected to the floor beneath you. You can bat the eyes open if they've been closed or lowered. You can continue to stay connected with that ocean breath if that feels good for you today. And if that doesn't work, just return to whatever breath works best for you. We'll just start with a little bit of warming up the body. So just opening up the arms out to the side, spreading the fingers, taking a big breath in. The breath out, the hands come down the center line of the body, interlace the fingers, press down and away. Inhale to stretch the arms out in front of you. And exhale to let those hands come back down. Flip the palms and just repeat 2 more times. Inhale. If the neck is happy, you can bring the gaze up. Exhale, draw the hands down, interlace, press down and away. Inhale, draw the hands up. And exhale, the palms press away from you. Flip the palms one last time. Really lift up in the spine, just letting go of any tension that you have in the body before we settle into our longer postures. Really press the heels of the hands away from you. Wonderful. Inhale to lift the right arm. Exhale to bring the right arm over toward the left leg. Find a gentle twist, lifting up through the heart center and breathing out to find whatever depth of twist feels good for you today. Use the hand against the knee for a little bit of leverage, help you go a little bit deeper. Good. Coming back to center, inhale to raise the left arm, exhale to find a twist over toward the right side. The right arm comes behind you just for a little bit of stability. Inhale to lift up through the heart, through the spine. Exhale to find a deeper twist. Good, and coming back to center again. Just beginning to find some hip circles, again, just to release any tension in the low back. Today we're going to do a practice that's going to really work on the connective tissue in the low back, side body, help us get a little bit grounded. So as you move here, really focus on this mid area of the body where we really connect the top and bottom parts of the body. Good, and then we'll go the other direction. Good, and then come back to center. Perfect. Lastly, we'll just drop the chin down toward the chest and just do some nice neck rolls just to release tension in the neck and shoulders. If you feel safe to go all the way around and do a full circle, go right ahead. I prefer to do half. Good. And then gently bring the gaze back up. Perfect. The first posture we're going to take today is going to be a child's pose. So this is where your bolster comes into play, but you also can do this posture without a bolster. So I'll show you both. Okay. So without a bolster, we're going to come onto our hands and knees, and if hands and knees don't feel good for you, we will be on our backs with our legs up the wall. So find your way there, and then bring the feet together and allow the knees to open out to the side. I'll demonstrate that in a moment. The child's pose normally is knees out to the side, feet together, walking the hands forward and beginning to settle down, dropping the heart. You can tuck the chin and let the forehead rest on the floor, or you can bring one ear to the mat. If you're going to use a bolster, you can place that bolster right underneath the body, draw it close into the body, and then fold over the bolster. Okay. Great. You'd like to get into the hips a little bit more, you're going to widen the knees. So find your place there, and if you're going legs up the wall to take pressure off the knees, we're going to be on our sides, swinging the legs up toward the ceiling, feet together and knees apart. As you can see, this is the exact same posture, but we've just taken the pressure off of the knees. So whichever way you have decided to find your way into the posture, that's perfect for you. We're just going to be here for about a minute. And as I mentioned before, if you'd like to stay in the posture longer, please just pause the video and stay in for as long as you like, and then join us back. And as you're in your child's pose here, as you breathe in, still feel the spine lengthen. And as you breathe out, feel the seat root back down toward the feet. If you begin to experience any pain, numbness, or tingling, that's a sign from your body to come out of the posture. If you need a little bit more support, you can also put a blanket or a pillow between the seat and the feet. Slowly begin to come out of this posture by placing our hands underneath our Shoulders, gently bringing ourselves up, just placing our props off to the side if you're using them. And coming into a tabletop. Now again, if being on your hands and knees doesn't work for you, just stay on your back and draw your knees in toward your chest. And give yourself a big hug. Otherwise, we'll just take some gentle cat-cows here, making sure the fingers are spread. Breathing in to drop the belly. Breathing out to push the heart up toward the sky. Just finding a little bit of movement in that spine. And if you're still using the ocean breath, really connecting with that light compression in the back of the throat so that you can hear and feel the breath. Make sure all parts of the spine are involved in this movement if you're practicing it. Come back to neutral. Great. We're going to take our next posture as a squat and dangle. So if you can get into a squat easily, then go ahead and find your way there. If coming into this position isn't an easy process for you, then come into a half fold, like so. Okay? Wonderful. Great. And if you have any blood pressure issues, you are not going to drop the head below the heart. If you feel dizzy at all, come back up so that the head is above the heart. So we're going to first start in a squat, and if being all the way down isn't going to work for you, then you're just beginning to place the arms on the thighs and bending the knees to whatever place feels good for you, where you still feel supported, but you feel like you're getting a little bit of opening in the back body. The legs are working a little, and if it works for you to come all the way down, then you can join us here. If you're all the way down, bring the hands together. Use the elbows to press against the knees to open up the chest, waking up the shoulders. Pick the toes up, place them down one at a time. And find your ocean breath again. We're going to place our hands down near the floor if we're all the way down. If we're halfway up, we're going to begin to send the seat up toward the ceiling. So from halfway, we begin to lift up. From all the way down, we keep the hands on the floor and gently begin to lift up the seat. Let the head relax, let the neck be long. You can find a little bit of movement in the seat here and in the legs. Really start to connect with that connective tissue in the back of the thighs, the hips, the whole back body really. And find your breath. We're going to move back and forth between these two postures. So whenever you're ready, you can begin to sink the seat back down. Again, if you're going halfway, we are only here. Okay. Otherwise, we're beginning to drop the seat all the way down. Good. And walk the feet to whatever distance they feel that you feel supported. The hands together, press the elbows into the knees, find the breath again. If it feels more comfortable for you, you can just open up the hands up to the side. Wonderful. I'm going to place the hands back down again. We're going to begin to straighten the legs, driving the seat back up toward the ceiling. And again, finding length in that entire back body. Good. If your head is not below the heart, the back is flat. And then whenever you're ready, we just begin to sink back down. So either halfway or all the way for one last round. And then one last time, sending that seat up toward the ceiling. Let the head fall. 3 deep breaths. And just a reminder again, if you'd like to practice this posture or this set of postures for a little bit longer, feel free to pause the video and stay here for a little while longer. Good. And then come all the way down. If you need to, come onto your hands and knees or just find your way down, whatever way is best for you. If you can, lower the seat and drop down onto the seat from your squat. Feel free to do that as well. Great. The next posture we're going to take is a deer pose. So in a deer pose, the right foot comes back toward the right hip, the left foot rests on the right thigh, and the left knee is at a diagonal from the torso. Okay. It is nice to have a bolster near for this posture. Okay. Just keep it close by. So in this posture, we breathe in to feel length in the spine. As we breathe out, that right seat lifts and we twist over toward the left side. Take another breath here. And then as we exhale, we're going to start to walk the body down toward the mat. This will immediately intensify the twist. So you decide how far you want to go. You can, from here, come all the way down onto the mat. You can take your bolster and you can come falling over the bolster, allowing it to support you. Or if you'd like to go a little bit further, you can continue to walk those hands toward the back of your mat. As you can see, this really deepens the twist. So you decide how far you'd like to go today. Again, we're just going to hold for about a minute for the purpose of this video. If you want to stay a little while longer, then feel free to pause the video and stay there. The head can either be down toward the bolster with the chin tucked, the forehead resting on the bolster, or you can turn so that one ear is down on the bolster, facing forward or facing back toward the mat behind you. It's often nice to try a few different variations of the posture, especially if you're practicing at home and you have a little bit more time to experiment. Connect back with that ocean breath if it feels good. Now we'll gently bring ourselves back up. As mentioned a few times already, feel free to stay if you'd like longer time in each posture. Yin postures can be held for 3 to 10 minutes, just depending on what is happening for you, what circumstances you're in at the time. Gently draw yourself back up, twist back toward the center, start to unwind the legs in front of you, and we're going to take a posture between sides. So spread the feet out in front of you. Great. Just see my toes. A few ways to take a forward fold is what we're going to do next. I'll demonstrate. Firstly, you can turn the forward fold into more of a quiet pose where the knees are bent. We're inhaling. I always encourage people to inhale and take a forward fold and do 3 of those before you actually fall into the full forward fold. This gives your spine time to decompress, spine length, and really so that you can find the full extension of your posture. Okay, exhale to forward fold. You can wrap your hands underneath the legs if you like, and then as the body begins to open, you can slowly straighten out the legs as they begin to find more space. Another option is to slide that bolster underneath the legs. Okay, so same sort of thing, but now you have a little bit more support. And again, taking those 3 deep breaths before you find your full extension of the posture. Okay. And then also walking the seat back a little bit, and maybe even drawing out those little fleshy bits from underneath the seat so that you have a little bit more space through the seat. Okay. To intensify, you're going to press the heels away from you and toes toward you. Grab onto whatever is available to you, so like your shins, your calves, or the bottoms of your feet. You can also use a strap around the bottom of the feet if you like as well. So begin to fall into that posture in whatever way works best for you. One last option is to have the bolster on your lap, either straight along your legs, or using your feet as a little bit of a gate, angling the bolster so that the forehead can rest right on the bolster and you can relax fully. Okay. From the side, it looks like this. So just to review, we're here, maybe you're here, or maybe you are here. Maybe you have no bolster today, so you are simply finding your depth as you can, working with the legs to support you. So just take about another minute here to really find that nice opening in the back body. Knowing that you can deepen this posture as much as you need when you need. So I really love to just find the breath, connect back with that ocean breath, and then let the body tell me when it's time to open and unfold more. If you listen enough, it will talk. If it feels good, you can drop the chin and drop the forehead down so that you begin to feel an opening in that cervical spine and the neck. This can also help to expand and open up the shoulders. Again, if the body's asking you to stay in this posture longer, please just pause the video and stay for as long as you like. Otherwise, slowly roll up. Find lift in the spine as you extend up. I feel like it's really important to find graceful movement, mindful movement in and out of the postures as well as while we're in the postures. So be really conscious about how we're moving in and out of each posture. We're going to move right onto the other side for our other deer pose. So bringing our body back to square, bringing the left foot back toward the left hip, right foot rests on the left thigh. Okay. Inhaling and exhaling to begin to find a twist. That left seat is going to start to lift off the ground. You're going to have your bolster or prop nearby if you used it last time. Okay. And take time to get into this. So there's no rush. Let the body inform you how it wants to unfold. And this side could be completely different than the other side. So go into it with a curiosity too. Breathe in, find length. Breathe out, you're going to either start to fold forward onto the mat, fold forward onto the bolster, or begin to twist a little bit deeper toward the back of the mat. Begin to explore. And once you twist as deep as you like, again, practicing ahimsa, non-violence, listening to the body, honoring its limits, then you're going to slowly begin to settle down, bringing yourself your torso closer to the ground. You can stay upright here, just interlacing the fingers, just relaxing. You could rest the head in the hands, or as mentioned before, you can fold right over the bolster and rest the head on the bolster. And connect back with that ocean breath. Really be feeling a nice opening through that side body, through the low back, and maybe even through the belly. Start to press yourself back up gently and slowly. The deer posture will help with tightness in the low back, hip pain, and even digestion. So it's a great posture for many, many things. Slowly walk yourself back. Wonderful. Now we're just going to stretch those legs out for another forward fold, okay? Just to counteract any tension that the back might have picked up in that posture. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep the hands back up the body. Inhale to lift. Exhale to forward fold. And we'll try that one last time. And when you go into your full forward fold, wherever that may be for you, maybe the knees are right up into the chest, that's fine too. Take 3 deep breaths here. Return back to the ocean breath if you're practicing with that today. Great. And slowly roll on. The next posture, we're going to take a little bit more of a fluid yin class today, but we're going to work on the ankles, the feet, and the hands. So again, come over onto your knees. If being on your knees isn't working for you today, you can just sit on your seat and you can practice the extension and flexion of the feet just with your hands. So that's another option for you too. So options for everyone. Otherwise, we're going to come into hero's pose. So from the side, we're sitting right on our ankles, knees bent. If you need to, you can slip another blanket or support in between the seat and the feet. Okay. Great. And then from here, we're going to begin to bring the hands forward so that the fingertips point toward the knees. We're going to begin to place the fingers down on the floor and gently encourage the palms to come down toward the floor. So from the side, finding a nice opening in the wrists. So for you, that might mean that this is what it looks like. You might be able to come here. Perhaps the wrists are all the way down. Neither is better. It's just an awareness of where the body is today. Especially be aware of the placement of the thumb. The fingers are spread. If every finger is equally pressed into the floor. We'll start to transition to the feet. We're rising up off the hands, using the fingertips to help support us as we tuck the toes. Now take a moment to just bring each toe out. Really feeling that each toe has equal weight on it. And you're beginning to not drop all your weight into the feet, because as you breathe in, you're still lifting. But as you breathe out, you're settling down into the posture. So the lift is energetic with the breath. It's the idea of feeling like we're not collapsing our entire body weight onto our feet, but our toes are getting a really nice juicy stretch. Good. If you like here, you can interlace the hands, press the fingers away from you, and reach the arms up toward the ceiling. And then we're going to switch back to the hands. So use the hands to support you, bring the toes back, sit back on the feet, and then again, those fingers point toward our hips, and we begin to draw the palms down toward the ground. Be careful here that you don't collapse right into your shoulders, but you're really lifting up and away still from the arms. Again, feel all parts of the hand on the floor, or as much of it wants to be there today, and then find the breath again. Great. Now we're going to switch back. So turn the fingers forward. Use the fingers to support the body as you come up, tucking the toes, and coming back onto the heels once more. Okay. This time, maybe let's try something a bit different. So lift up through the spine, and as you exhale, find a gentle twist over toward one side. And next inhale brings you back to center. As you exhale, we'll twist on over to the other side. Gently come back. Bring the weight more onto the fingertips, untuck the toes, and sit back. One last time with the hands, bring the fingers back toward the knees, and gently begin to encourage those palms to move down toward the ground. Again, check in with the fingers and the thumb. And just observe with curiosity. Allow the breath to be long. Now again, as with all the postures, if you'd like to do this 20 more times, feel free to pause the video and have at her. Okay, otherwise, we're going to start to come up. We're going to roll off the seat off to the side, bring the feet out in front of us. The next posture we're going to take is Supta Baddha Konasana. It will be as supported as you want it to be. So some people may just want to bring the feet together, knees apart, drawing the feet closer in toward the seat, and then gently lowering down onto the mat, like so. Okay, again, walking the feet back a little bit closer toward the seat, but the foot soles are together and the knees are apart. If you would like a little bit more support, you can take blocks and place them underneath the knees in whatever angle or to whatever height you would like or that you need. And also, if you'd like to get a little bit more into the spine and shoulders, you can have your bolster, a rolled up blanket, behind you as well to intensify this in the back body. Bring that support right up toward the tailbone. Okay, and then gently begin to fall back on to the bolster. If you like, you can place a blanket or a rolled up towel underneath the neck or head. And again, just readjust the feet. Good. So this posture is meant to help relax those inner thighs, help the hips open. If you're using a bolster, we're also helping spread the shoulders, allowing the chest to open. This is a great posture for anyone with breathing problems, asthma, colds. The hands can rest on your belly, your thighs, or just beside you. And again, you can connect back to that ocean breath again. Now this is one of those postures that I could stand for ever. Half hour, hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you'd like to stay. Again, feel free to pause the video, stay longer. Listen to your own body. But it can also be used as a short posture just to open up the thighs and that low back, the shoulders. When you are ready to come out, we're going to slowly bring the knees together. You can let the feet tent apart for a moment. And you can do some gentle hip lifts if you are on the bolster, just to help equalize the spine a bit. Good. And then the best way to get out of this posture is just remove any props that are off to the side. You're just going to gently roll off the bolster, bringing the knees up toward the chest. If you were using the bolster, it's a little bit of a back bend, so we'd like to equalize that with a forward fold. Just a little bit of a big hug for ourselves. Great, then we can place one hand on the ground and then the other. You can remove any props you want. We're going to be practicing one last posture and then moving into our shavasana. So the last posture we're going to take today is to support the back a little bit more with the hips, is happy baby. So rolling onto the back, drawing the knees in toward the chest, widening the knees apart and widening the feet apart. If you have a strap or a scarf or a tie, you can use that as well. As we begin to draw the feet up toward the sky, keeping the legs nice and wide, drawing the knees down toward the armpits, and then reaching to the ankles or the bottoms of the feet, whichever feel best for you. All we're going to do is take 3 deep breaths here. Again, if you would like to spend more time here, just pause the video and stay there. Each time you breathe out, feel that spine moving down toward the ground. Feel the whole back body supported by the floor. Awesome. Then just release, and we'll prepare for shavasana. So traditionally, shavasana can be just legs long, feet flop open, let the hips flop open, arms come down by the side, chin tucks, maybe something is supporting underneath the head or neck. And this is where you just want to completely be able to let go, fully, completely. Another option, if your low back is talking loudly to you, or even if it's whispering, maybe listen as well. You can take the bolster and place it underneath the knees for a little bit more support. And another note, this is also a wonderful way to support the back while you sleep if you have low back pain. Slowly releasing down, and then same thing. Hands just come out to the side. Start to find your breath. Releasing everything from your practice. Giving yourself gratitude for the time you took for self-care today. Again, staying here for as long as you like. When you are ready to come out, just gently finding a bend in the knees. Finding your way again onto one side for a breath. And gently pressing yourself up. Even if I'm practicing on my own at home, I still like to end my class with a big breath in. And then exhale as I bring hands to heart center. I always like to consider at the end of my practice 3 things that I'm grateful for. In the words of one of my favorite teachers, let's be grateful for all the things that we have and be grateful for all the things that we don't have. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. Keep your eyes out for more videos coming. Have a great day.